right, lads. Now that we're in the air, I can tell you our top secret objective. Osama bin Laden.
He's dead.
Silly goose. That was fake to make the president look good. But now we found the real bin Laden. Stop that. It's gross. Now, I'm sure bin Laden is heavily guarded, so expect no mercy and give none in return.
Ron Paul's very dedicated supporters.
Just bang.
Some people have a deep, abiding respect for the natural beauty that was once this country. And some people don't. People start pollution. People can stop it.
This is Rocky Hall, and today is September 18th, 2016, and we do have a serious situation going on here. This right here is North Dakota's memorial for their vets, and I've been told that DAPL is going to come right through here. They're going to come right through up here, and they're going to go across the road right here, and they're going to plow right through the memorial, and they're just going to head on out and do their own business. So what we're going to do is we're going to drive up there, and we're going to look at what we're going to look at. I want everybody to see this. Every single headstone here belongs to a veteran that has died for his country. There you go, folks. Here it is. If this does not piss you off, you're a cold, heartless bastard, and I hate your face. So, the plan is to come right through here. There's no objections to this, is there? Everybody's cool with this? Everybody's all right with this? North Dakota's Veterans Memorial right here. U.S. Army, Korea, U.S. Coast Guard. There's a wife of a sergeant. Sergeant, U.S. Army, North Dakota Army, National Guard, Korea. World War II, Vietnam, World War II, U.S. Navy, Korea. There's a wife of a corporal, World War II, World War II, U.S. Army, World War II, Korea. How's this for you, folks? What do you think? Is this okay? You think this is okay? Those MF, okay, I'm not gonna cuss. That oil pipeline is gonna come right through here. It's gonna come right through here. They're gonna plow all these up. They're gonna desecrate these graves. What do you think about that? Huh? Are you mad yet? Let's see, why don't we just burn the flag and plow through here and just do our business? National Guard, World War II. U.S. Army, World War II. You guys getting it? Pissed off yet? Right down the road, probably a mile, is that checkpoint. This is North Dakota 1806, and about a mile down the road is the checkpoint. Just went through there to get here, and the young lady like sending us through, she looked like she was 12 years old. National Guard. 1 mile from here, they got National Guard violating your constitutional rights of free travel. You've got Dakota Access Pipeline digging up graves. They had the GPS coordinates for those graves, and they went right through them. Well, how about this? How about they come through here? Are you pissed off yet? I love my vets. Rocky Hall's got a serious soft spot for her vets. So if you're pissed off at me, you can kiss my backside. Because I love my vets, and I am really mad. I am really, really pissed off. So how about you come down here and do something about it? This right here is North Dakota's Veterans Cemetery. What do you think about them coming through here? Rocky out. This is just North Dakota. And what you couldn't see earlier was all the ones that are up here. And it's kind of hard to see through my windshield. There we go. Roll the window down. I'm going to rest my arm on you. These are all the ones that are there. So, Dakota Access Pipeline is supposed to come right through here. I really wish I had their phone number on me right now so that I could just give that to you and you could just start calling. I want to get a zoom in on the flags if I can. Everybody that's in this cemetery has sacrificed their life, have given their life for their country. Every single last one of these people. So we're going to head into Mandan, do a job we got to do, come back through, and if there's enough light I'm going to try to videotape the checkpoint and ask them a couple questions. Thank you guys.
Well, you mentioned in one of your last talks that petroleum wasn't what we thought it was, that it wasn't a fossil fuel, that it didn't come from fossil animal.
Yeah.
Is it just a mineral? Is it a mineral like any other mineral? Is that how it what would you say? How did it? What's the origin of?
You see,
petroleum?
when they first found petroleum, because they were beginning to make motors and needed on axles or wheels on railroad trains and all that sort of thing, and remember trains started in the beginning of the 19th century, then oil went from just a lubricant to a fuel, and it made it valuable. And Rockefeller happened to be the smartest man in the business at the time, but he made most of his money, or much of it, off the transport of the petroleum as well as selling it. But one thing they realized was, because oil is putting a price on oil is like putting a price on a pail of water. You know, no initial cost. It's in the ground, and in those days they were, some of it almost what you'd call surface mining the oil. They didn't go down deep. So in order to get the price up, they hit on the idea that they would have to make it appear to be scarce. Boy, after we take the next few barrels out, we're probably going to have to close as well, you know, that kind of thing. A very fortuitous event. In 1892, there was a convention in Geneva of scientists to determine what organic substances are. Well, the definition of organic is a substance with hydrogen, oxygen, and carbon. And so it's usually a living substance, a tree. You analyze a dead tree, hydrogen, carbon, and oxygen, and grass, and so on, living things. Animals, we are hydrogen, oxygen, and carbon. So at this Geneva Convention, Rockefeller took advantage of sending some scientists over who said, oil, petroleum, is hydrogen, oxygen, and carbon. Therefore, it must be derived from the spoiling, the rotting of formerly living matter. And playing the game properly, when this scientific convention was over, they defined oil as the residue from formerly living matter. Well, that makes it a fossil fuel. I don't know why they decided to use the word fossil, but it says formerly living matter, it's fossil. Well, of course, today, and another thing we should know is that there has never been a fossil, a real fossil, found below 16,000 feet. And you can't argue at 16,000 there's a level line, because someplace the ground sinks and so on. But 16 is what the scientists say, 16,000. We mine oil, or we drill for oil, at 30,000, 33,000, 28,000 every day of the week. So right there we rule it out that it isn't fossil fuel. It's called fossil fuel for the minds of the public to feel that it is an asset that is running out, being depleted. We talk about depletion allowance, which is a lot of, you know. And actually, if you know the world's oil supply, you know that it is not going to run out for an awfully long time. It is the second most prevalent liquid on Earth. And we haven't begun to... Well, with all that background, you see, the people in charge of the petroleum business, for perfectly reasonable business things, like any other man in the business, wants to keep his price as high as he can get away with. And the way to do is just say, well, there's no more. The last barrel is going to cost $1,000, and then it's all done. And they preach that stuff. What bothers me is that in geology books, it's in there. The geologists say it's a fossil fuel. Somehow they've been bought. I went to a 4-year federal staff energy seminar run by the government of the United States during the so-called energy crisis. I was the participant that represented the railroad industry. The airline industry was there. Every AA, administrative assistant of senators and congressmen, was there. The CIA was there, the Defense Department was there, the State Department was there. Sometimes sitting right in front of me in the row would be Henry Kissinger with his friend, the head of Department of Defense. That's too bad, I can't put the names with them. But anyway, people like that, top men in the government, sitting there listening to the Federal Staff Energy Seminar. Well, what this was doing is, for 4 years, they were teaching a propaganda line to the leading people in this country, and therefore to the leading people in the world, when you include the Schlesingers, Kissinger and Schlesinger, among others. And the object of it was, as Kissinger used in his own terms when it was time for him to speak, to create a world price for oil. In other words, not 30 cents a gallon here and 90 cents a gallon there, but let's get a world price. That's their goal, and they're trying to do that for wheat and everything else. We don't realize what the controls are, whether it's oil or some of these other things. Almost everything today is being categorized at the highest price they can possibly make it go. And so calling petroleum a fossil fuel is the basis for this system with respect to petroleum. And I don't know if the name Arthur Kantrowitz rings any bell. Arthur Kantrowitz is the head of the Kantrowitz Labs set up by the Avco company near Boston, scientific laboratories, and a great man in the scientific world. And Kantrowitz and I were sitting at a table at this seminar once, and the table happened to be all young college grad, PhD geologists. And so just to get a conversation started, I turned to Kantrowitz and I said, Arthur, what do you think about this foolishness of these speakers talking about fossil fuel? And it was kind of put up. He started laughing. He said, you know, that gets me. He says, I don't have a geology degree, but he had 1,000 other degrees. And he said, I don't understand. He said, you'd think that these heads, these other fellows at the table, we did it on purpose, start listening, you know. And he asked, he said, are you gentlemen? He says, you're here at the meeting. Are you gentlemen by any chance geologists? And one fellow, yes, I am. And the other, yeah. He said, well, why don't you tell me? He said, why is, oh, you know, he went on like that. We brought the house down because nobody could argue with Kantrowitz. He like Einstein. People aren't going to, and he told him right there, he said, just drop it. But it's in all the books and in all the papers. But it started from that strange meeting in 1892, a scientific convention. I have a big, thick scientific encyclopedia put out by the Van Oosteren Company that's about, 15 years old now, but it has the whole story of the conference. It doesn't have the Rockefeller part, but it has the whole story of how they straightened out organic chemicals and how it was all figured, and they've got petroleum right in there.
Amazing. Amazing. So
these aren't accidental things, you see. There's a dollar sign behind almost everything.
During the time of September 11th, when we went through the worst foreign attack in our history since the War of 1812. Remember, we didn't start this war, they did. We don't want this war, they do.
Check, check, check.
No!
It's all part of the plan.
I am the Borg.
Desire to control the internet. Freedom. Freedom. Freedom.
I say to my friends on the internet, relax. The president will never take over. The government should never take over the internet. Right now, China, the government, can disconnect parts of the internet.
The founders would be ashamed of us for what we're putting up with. The government! We've come to take our government down!
Oh yeah, I need the government to take care of it.
Yeah, we can, yes, no!
The wait is over.
We're going down today.
First engineering, get us out of here! Quick! Do it! Do it! That's it!
The future's
We have reached a landmark settlement with the nation's largest bank.
Well, we're thinking of a whole variety of options for how you could do better at authentication. So you can start with nearer-term things like tokens or fobs that might have NFC or Bluetooth embedded in them, but you can also think about a means of authentication that you could simply wear on your skin every day for a week at a time, say an electronic tattoo.
This guy over here has an automatic weapon with his finger near the trigger. And people who were, peacefully disrupting construction said that, law enforcement came and, basically held them at gunpoint with automatic weapons. So yeah, we've got Morton County Sheriffs out here. This is Mercer County Sheriff's Department. Most of these more militarized riot police are state troopers from the North Dakota Highway Patrol. So this morning, a bunch of people came in and locked themselves to, right here is a construction site where they're putting the Dakota Access Pipeline in the ground. Some time went on, and then, about this group.
You can't say it, but you know it's true. Good evening, everybody. It is an honor to be here at my last, and perhaps the last, White House Correspondents' Day. You all look great. The end of the Republic has never looked better.
Punished by forces moving in the air.
Away, or if the wind changes, you've got a flight path coming over your head, so suddenly the word cut is happening all the time.
Did you find that you were calling cut a lot? Because you're right, the plane noise is just everywhere.
On Facebook, and now you're going to die.
The others don't want to talk about it because it scares them.
Have a good night, guys. You see it, baby. They don't lie. Let's go. They don't lie. They don't lie. They don't lie, tough guy. What you see is what you get, and you see me. I'm coming up and you come back. This is the day when the world declared in one voice, we will not go quietly into the night. We will not vanish. We're going to live on. We're going to survive. Today, we celebrate our independence.
Thank you, Captain.
We have reached a landmark settlement with the nation's largest bank.